The Daily Perch. How you doing? Late again. I'm late again. But hey, you know what? It's getting to be that way. Sometimes things change, right? Sometimes your rhythm changes. Sometimes the things are different than they were before. That sounds philosophical for you. Let me catch this puppy here and share it around. Today I got something really cool, like really, really good. Talked to a couple people about it. Talked to Lane about it. A couple other people. You know, I would say always a student, always a teacher, right? Well, I've been a student now for the last about 40 days, big time. And man, it's just leaps and bounds. It's incredible. So actually thankful for where I am right now. Hey, Olga, how are you? And it's something that it's leaps and bounds, man. And I got to tell you something. You know, I've always had coaches, but now I'm really doubling down every week, sometimes twice a week with coaches. And man, it's just incredible what epiphanies you have. And a good coach, if you don't know, a good coach is someone who allows you to come up with these solutions on your own. It doesn't just tell you something, right? Like it's got to come from you and your voice. And man, it's just so powerful. So what I came up with, do what you have to do or what you want to do or feel like doing. What does that mean? Well, it means that when I was looking at, hey, Elise, how you doing? Hey, Olga, yeah, I love being a student. I'm planning to do the rest of my life. Oh, yeah, you have to. Once we stop learning, we stop living. So check this out. Hey, Tony, how you doing, brother? Tony, you're going to like this one. So check this out. In business, right? I've been quite successful in my business. Sometimes successful in the operational side of it, not in the money side of it. Sometimes I'm successful in the money side of it, not the operational side of it. And then occasionally in both together. And right now is one of those moments, right? So it happened about a month and a half ago, where I got the final confirmation of something that was going on. And it came with such an ease that it almost surprised us. And on the very same day, I got some of the worst news of my life, right? Life coaching is purposeful conversation between two individuals. There you go. I got some, so on the same day that I got the confirmation, which closed off a part of me in my mind about possibly, and even if it was in subconscious, I felt the click that now I'm full 100%. I have the certainty in business. I have the certainty in my process, and I have the certainty in the outcome, right? Which is however it's going to come out, the goal, right? Like we don't control the outcome. We only plan for the outcome and set the intention. And as soon as that clicked, boom, I got hit with that bad news in my personal life. And I ended up, floundering for a good 30, 40 days now. And just trying to figure out what's the lesson and what am I doing and why is this happening and what do I need to do? What do I need to change? Talk to probably, and I'm not even joking, over 20 coaches, 20 different coaches. And I was talking to one last night, and he said, well, how's business? And I told him, this is that and the other. And he goes, well, you've mastered doing what you have to do to make it happen, right? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And he goes, well, do you have any distractions when you're in work? And do you make constellations like, well, maybe I'll do it differently this time because this, that, and the other? I go, no, of course not. And he goes, yeah, but you do that in your personal life, don't you? And I was like, wait a second, what do you mean? He goes, you do what you have to do to be successful in business, right? Yeah. He said, what do you do in your personal life? And I say, well, I do, hey, Geraldine, how are you? So in my business life, I do what I have to do to make it happen, right? And then in my personal life, he said, what do you do? And I said, I do what I want to do, or it feels good. He said, what's that got to do with your principles? And man, this is coming from me, right? To myself. And I'm being honest and open with you here. That living by HIT, honesty, integrity, transparency, you know the deal, right? Honest with yourself while you do, say, and think like you do. Transparency is stepping into the world with that honesty, and it's your ongoing reputation. Byproduct is integrity. Integrity is doing what you said you're going to do, not doing what you said you're not going to do. And if you screw up, you fix it and apologize. And in my personal life, I wasn't doing what I had to do to make it happen. I was doing what I wanted to do to make it happen. And just to make that clear, if you're in business and you know what you have to do and you don't do it, well, then you're going to kick yourself in the butt because It was your fault and your responsibility. You knew what you had to do and you still didn't do it. And so why do we make that sort of okay in our personal lives? Why? Because there's love involved. That's why. So thinking about that, doing what you have to do to succeed in business, but in personal life, doing what feels good, or what I want to do. Often personal is what suffers due to professional and high performers. Yes, indeed, Jonathan. Yet, what I'm talking about is once you click to the point, you see, Jonathan, we're about ready. We're on the precipice of something bigger, the biggest thing in my life, and I've never worked less for such massive results in my life. And that's because we follow the Humble Alpha operating system. And I thought I was following it in my private life, but you know, you make constellations, right? You have a friend. Oh yeah, okay. I won't say nothing because let them figure it out, or I don't want to make them feel bad, right? That's how it starts, right? And you should have probably said something, but you didn't because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Same thing goes in your personal life. And this is where you look and you go, okay, oh, JB, okay, brother. And so if you look at the way we do business, or that I do business with Lane, is we do what we have to do, period. That's it. That's it. We do what we must do to succeed, period. That's it. There's no And man, it blew me away. That was like such an epiphany. Such an epiphany. And, you know, I wrote something else down. Where is it? I don't know where it is. But anyway, you know, man, you know, I'm just at the moment here, I'm just learning heaps and bounds. And it just it gave me such clarity to figure out, like, you know what? In life, period, do what you have to do to make it happen. And not like arrogant, I gotta do it, I don't care. You know, it's like, what do I have to do right now? Like, what's going on? And do I have to, let's say you have a relationship, right? And your husband is upset. What do you have to do in that moment, right? Do you have to apologize even though it wasn't your fault? No. What do you have to do? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Because in business, there's no question. I got to do this to make that happen, period. Let's go. Boom, on it. But you can't do that in your personal life because you don't want to run over somebody's feet or their nose or their head, right? You got to do it in a way that's compassionate, that's empathetic, and so on and so forth. So just having that core principle that we talk about instilled in your private life fully, wholly and fully is amazing. But again, it's a little bit different because of the love that's involved. Someone asked me the other day if there was something I don't do. My internal answer was yes, the things I don't want to do. Of course. And Olga, I've always said that. You know me. Being in or out of integrity with oneself. Indeed, Sean. Indeed. Hey, Sean, how's it going, brother? I got this from Larry, by the way. I was talking to Larry last night, Sean. Larry Bilota, the dude's freaking amazing, man. I mean, God, this guy's incredible. It would be embarrassing for me if I gave a shit, right? Like, oh my God, here's Steven, the author of Humble Alpha. He's saying that he couldn't do this or couldn't do that. Who cares, man? I'm learning. And you know what I'm learning? I'm learning how to teach this shit like nobody's business. And so be ready for some of this stuff in the next book or two with Lane and I. And it's such clarity. It takes so much weight off your shoulders when you just say, I'm going to do what I have to do to make it happen, to make it work. And that also doesn't mean desperation, scarcity mindset. Oh, you know, I got to kiss my partner's ass or whatever. No, it's not that at all. It's what's your integrity telling you? What's your intuition telling you? Your intuition is always telling you. You just don't listen to it. It's covered up. It's damped up. It's overshadowed. Your intuition is always telling you what's up. Always. Right? And so if we learn to listen to that, what I do is when I'm looking at a decision or I have a question about a decision I'm making, if I'm thinking more than a couple seconds, I'm like, oh shit, it's in my head already. And I take it and push it back down to where the solar plexus is and think about the feeling that I had the moment that I had that thought or that impulse. And that's what I go with. Was it good? Was it bad? If it was bad, I'm not going to do it. If it's good, I'll do it. Now, that takes practice. And the way I practice is, afternoon, Jose. How you doing, brother? The way I practice is, if I'm driving down the road, walking down the street, in the gym, whatever. Hello, Brian, FOB Rush. Awesome. Resend me that email, Brian. You said something about the 16th. I'm walking down the street, driving down the street on a car, in the park, whatever. And if I have the impulse to change the side of the road, to turn left, to turn around, to do whatever, I always heed that. I always heed that, even if I have no idea why. Why? Because my intuition is telling me to turn left. I'm going to turn left. Why? Because who knows? If I go straight, I'll have an accident. Who knows? It doesn't matter. I don't need to know what the outcome is. I just need to know that my intuition is telling me to turn left, so I turn left. Hello, Costa Rica. York, how you doing, brother? Man, awesome to see you here. And so, along with my intuition, along with HIT, right, honesty, integrity, and transparency, and then doing what you have to do to make it happen. Holy cow, that's amazing. Holy cow, that's amazing. I don't know. For me, it is. Maybe it's not for you. But for me, it was a massive epiphany because I'm so aligned in business now. So aligned in business right now. It's going so well right now with the least effort that I've ever had in business. Almost to the point where I'm hardly even working, right, on that specific business. Yes, Pat, indeed. We're going to be setting up a call with you soon, Lane and I. Can you write us? I'm sorry. I'm just like swamped with all this, the messaging and stuff. Pat, if you could send myself and Lane a combined message, and we'll put something in so we could get started. Sound good? Pat's one of our investors. She's awesome. The earliest investor, actually. But been there through thick and thin, right, Pat? Man, we've went through it all so far, haven't we? Good Lord. It's going on 3 years, I think. Crazy. And now we're just crushing it. So we're going to crush it. Yeah. And so, intuition, honesty, integrity, transparency, doing what you have to do to make it happen, not doing what you want to do or what feels good. At work, could you imagine? Hey, you need to, sell 15 of these things to make your wages this much. Yeah. I don't feel like it. I feel like selling 4. What do you mean you feel like selling 4? You work here, you get paid, and you got to sell 15. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. Could you imagine? That doesn't work. And the same thing in relationships. You know that what just happened wasn't supposed to happen. And instead of calling it to light, shining a light on it and fixing it and heading toward the light and not the darkness, you let it go because you don't want conflict. Is that what you do to make sure it works out? Is that what you do to make it happen? No, that's not what you do to make it happen. That's what you do to chop little holes in the tree. And eventually that tree is going to fall. So yeah, man, big lessons, big lessons. I'm so happy I can share them with you. I'm so happy that you're here listening because it really helps me to articulate it. As we said when we wrote the book, that book is the articulation of something we've never articulated before. And so when this book was finished, we read it and we said, holy shit, this is amazing. Like, this is exactly how we do what we do, but we never had a name for it, and let alone a system that was conscious and written down. And so that's why it's always key for us, for me, to talk about what happens. People ask me, why are you so public about all your stuff? One, accountability, public accountability, right? That for me, it's very important. And when I say I'm going to do something in business, I say it typically publicly. Thanks, Brian. I do say it typically publicly, so I can't fail. So if I tell, 10,000 people I'm doing this, that, and the other, I'm going to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to look like an idiot, right? So I say it, right? And it's articulating this whole process over and over again in different ways, in different light, and left and right, front and center, that allows me to formulate it in my brain. I was talking to this guy yesterday, his coach, and he said, I've never met anybody who picks up as quick as you do. And I said, yeah, because I get down, and he said, but you always detail oriented. And I said, yeah, this is why. And this is what I do all the time. And I never realized it until he told me that. And that's why coaching is so great. So I look at something or a process or a procedure, and I want to know every moving part, like why, how, what, when, blah, blah. I want to know everything. As soon as I understand it, I completely let it go. And I absorb it. The same thing happened when I was doing my MBA. So I got my MBA in University of Bradford School of Business in Leeds. I was partly in Utrecht and Bonn, Germany, Berlin, Germany, and a couple other places. And the first year I studied like everybody else studied. I studied my MBA. I did the books. I did all this crap, right? Spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And I barely passed. And the second year I said, you know what? I'm just going to use my intuition. So what I did was at every class, I sat there with a big, tablet and a pen, or usually a couple pens. And I would start writing every single thing that the professor said. Every single thing. I couldn't read what I was writing, and it didn't matter because I was transcribing it in my brain, right? And when I was done, I would just put it away. And I have books to this day from my MBA that I've never opened. They've never even opened them. And then I would take the tests at the end of the quarter, and I would be done like 45 minutes to an hour before everybody else was done. Because what did I do? I transcribed it in my brain. I knew it was there, and I was 100% certain, right, that it was there. And my intention was that my intuition will tell me what to write. And I would just be like, question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Not even a millisecond difference between a space between question and answer, because my intuition was so tuned in. And guess what? I was like, I had very good grades. For the first time in my life, I had very good grades. And that's where I learned, okay, Stephen, you need to know the details, every single person that's part of the detail, and you need to embody that and embrain it, right? Is that a word? Embrain it? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm very tired. You have to embody it. And then you can let it go because it's going to become part of you. And that's exactly what I did with this process yesterday. And now I'm using it. Oh, my God. It's so amazing. Jesus. Hey, Jessica. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks, Brian. Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much it tonight. What are you doing tonight? Come on. Put in the comments. What are you guys doing tonight? What are you doing? Come on. What's going on? What's making you feel good today? What's a highlight that you had today? When's the last time you had a coaching session? You know, if you see here scrolling right now, the Humble Alpha Paradigm Upgrade Advisory Program is the hottest thing out there. Hey, that's how I got through nursing school. There you go, Olga. Now, the Humble Alpha Paradigm Upgrade Advisory Program is going to take you to a place that you've never been before. You're just going to take you to, why do you think I'm going through all this stuff, right? You're drawing. Awesome. Awesome, Jessica. I love it. What are you drawing? This is why I'm learning what I'm learning right now. This is why I'm going through what I'm going through right now. Do you see that? Because of the Paradigm Upgrade Advisory Program, we've helped so many people literally change their lives and upgrade their paradigm, right? And now it's even going even further because Lane's going through some stuff. I'm going through some stuff. We've acknowledged that it's a lesson. Now we know what the lesson is, and now we're embracing it. Oh, my Lord. Interior design. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Love it. Good stuff. I love interior design. Learning from my coach, Steven. Thanks, Pat. Yeah, and it's because I'm learning that. I've actually had two people say to me, Stephen, when you understand what's happening to you right now and you turn it into a lesson, I want you to coach me. I mean, like, they're expecting me, you know what I mean? Like, talk about pressure. I don't have it, but I mean, like, it's like, hey, Stephen, I know you're going through some shit right now, but when you're done, I want you to coach me, because if you made it through this, then it's amazing. So anyway, I'm getting a new bass guitar that I haven't played in 9 years. I'm super excited about how happy I am. Awesome, Jurgen. That's awesome, man. I can play Smoke on the Water. That's about it, though. That's the easiest bass song there is, right? There you go. My highlight, watching my 8-year-old daughter beatbox, something I didn't know she was practicing. Wow, that's really cool, brother. Grateful for you too, Olga. Awesome. Tony, that's pretty cool. Yeah, my daughter called me tonight too. She was walking with her bag of chocolates from St. Nicolaus in Hungary, or in Western Europe. There's St. Nicolaus on Sunday to Monday, meaning they take their boots and they put them on the windowsill, and then Santa comes and fills them with chocolate, right? And so they get up in the morning and they have all this chocolate. And she had her little bag and she fell, and her knee went into the big chocolate Santa Claus and flattened his head. So she called me crying on FaceTime. And so sweet too. I mean, I gotta play this for you. And she called on FaceTime and she was crying. She's like, "Oh, look what I did. I can't believe, I'm so sorry. Oh man, I wish I could, this, that, and the other." And I said, "Hey, baby, don't worry about it. We'll make it better. We'll make it better, and we'll fix it, and this, that, and the other." And she sent me a voice message. Listen to this.
Mister, you're the best dad ever. Thank you.
You're the best dad ever. Thank you. I mean, come on. How sweet is that? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how sweet is that? How does that not make my day? So, Tony, I feel you, brother. I feel you, brother. I love it. Daughters, magical. Sons, magical. I'm getting ready for you to give your great wisdom to my brothers and sisters. All right, Brian, thanks, man. Awesome. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so sweet. She's awesome. Anyway, so yeah, going on and on and on here. Oh, thanks, Olga. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been taking a lot of time lately to focus on the kids, to focus on the things that make them happy, to do things that even though I don't want to do them with them. And I'm finding myself that, when I do them, I feel really good about it because I'm just, I mean, ice skating 3 days in a row. I canceled appointments, canceled interviews to go with them. And that's what a dad's supposed to do. So I'm learning that as well. I always thought I got, not always thought, but I was always working and my wife would take over and that kind of stuff. And now it's just up to me. So yeah. Right, Jessica. And so it's really cool because I'm really expanding. And that's the amazing part of it. I'm expanding because this is coming to you. This is coming to the world, right? Coming to the world. Coupled with what we've done in our business, coupled with what Humble Alpha has become, coupled with the Humble Alpha Paradigm Upgrade Advisory Pro, Follow the Bouncing Ball. Remember that one? Coupled with the Have events, coupled with the in-person events, the Have missions, the Warrior Council, all these different things. All of that is now being solidified, and we're adding this new piece to it, where more lessons in a very powerful, fast, and down your throat way is happening to us. And it's going to be incredible. That's a massive paradigm shift as well. So, man, crazy. Yeah, remember that bouncing ball? Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it was funny. Anyway, so this is awesome. I can't wait to come out with this. I can't wait to, I mean, obviously it's a never-ending process. And that's the whole thing about it is on the Humble Alpha, you never become 100%. I'm like, you sit there one day like, I'm done. I'm Humble Alpha. No, you got to keep going. It's on and on and on. That's part of the process. The process is the journey. The journey is the lesson, right? And that's where we want to be all the time, every day. So if you don't have a coach, go out and get a coach. And if you need a coach, Lane and I would be proud to coach you and help you crush it like we did with so many others. All right, Geraldine, I'm teaching my son golf. Oh, Geraldine from South Africa. Awesome. Awesome. Geraldine Sherman. My goodness. Yes, indeed. All right, everybody, have a fantastic one. I can go on forever. But all right. Rock and roll. Love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure. I shall see you tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, Thursday. I'll be around tomorrow. Thursday. I've been booking calls late at night since I'm alone, so might as well. All right, everybody, have a fantastic one. And remember, it's all about that amazing, wonderfully blissful equalizer that everyone on the planet wants. Quality of life. How do you like me now?